Isilwane is the Zulu word for it, but to simply put it, it's any kind of spiritual animal that has been sent to you, right, with evil intention. Okay, it is a form of uktagat. Okay, but someone can send Isilwane to you or to your house. Isilwane is the Zulu word for it, but to simply put it, it's any kind of spiritual animal that has been sent to you, right, with evil intention. Okay, it is a form of uktagat. Okay, but someone can send Isilwane to you or to your house. Or, like I spoke about last week, you can find it already there in the property. Some people bring inyanga izithi no ngizobethela or ngizofaka abantu abadala, and then in actual fact bakufakela Isilwane. Right? So Isilwane can, every type of Isilwane has an intention. Some bring fire, which is ivut okanye iband, but we'll speak about that next week. Some bring lightning. Some have the intention of bringing unrest and physical harm to you. That's when you're waking up with scratches, cuts, bruises that are unexplained. The leso Isilwane is, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous because the cuts and the bruises get progressively worse. And I've seen it happen to someone at home. It is definitely something that you send intentionally to that particular individual.
That could take your life, couldn't it, in its most extreme form?
Left too long and allowed to progress, it could be quite fatal. Yes, I would say that.
All right, so you talked about those three. There are two more. You said there are five.
The other two we'll get into a little later because they're a little bit more complex. But these are the three most common that that we'll talk about over the next couple of weeks. Okay. Right.
So you've broadly described that this is something that gets sent, a spiritual animal, portfolio Isilwane that gets sent to you, and you say that perhaps if, for example, I move into a home, I can find it there?
Yes, you can find it there. Right. But remember, when you move into a home, it's either kunomuntu in terms of a spirit that passed away there and was not collected and then sent to their final resting place, and now they are haunting the space. So if the space is haunted, what you need to do is the ritual that I spoke about last week, but I'm happy to rehash it again. Where you give umuntu umpago, a food for the journey, and you ask them to move on to the afterlife and leave this current residence. That's why I tell people all the time, when someone passes away from the homestead, get umlahlankosi and collect the spirit of your loved one so that they don't become ispogi or kanye papog at that place.
Sometimes I've heard that at certain intersections, certain parts of highways, certain roads, mysterious car accidents will happen, mysterious things will go on there because
exactly. We don't collect the spirit. There's actually a great story you can Google. It's somewhere near Zim. There's a mountain. I can't remember the mountain. There was a lady that passed away there, right? And she was actively collecting spirits up until her family came and they did the ritual for her and they collected her and took her back home. That people start passing away there. And that's why on our roads, no matter what kind of policies we implement, until we go through the process of spiritually cleansing the people that are there, because these spirits will collect other spirits, right? And that's why there's a high accident zone.
Yeah, these roads, I mean, I can think of three in my mind so far that I'm not going to freak you out, but I mean, there are three roads that I can think of that are always in the traffic reports for that, you know? All right, so I'm going to open up the lines now. You can send your voice notes in. You can ask about Isilwane. You can ask about something maybe that is a presence in your home. And what you can do about it. You can even ask about going to collect spirits. I think we can broaden the conversation just for the purposes of this insert right now. And that's the voice note number that is on your screen. Siam Kiz is with us for this and for the next segment as well. Right, so you experience mysterious scratches. You experience things moving. You just experience difficulty in your own home. What can you look out for in terms of understanding that this is Isilwane?
Okay, so first I would say to them, abazama intelezi kanye nembazolembe, right? These are two herbs and medicines that we make available to people, and these are very good for cleansing the space especially if someone's just moved in or you've just had guests over. But even Intelezi you can use on yourself, right, to cleanse.
So tell us what Intelezi actually is and how we would go about using it.
Okay, so Intelezi has two. Intelezi can cleanse yourself, so you can steam with it. And then on top of that, Intelezi, you can bath with it. And then Intelezi, what you can do is you can mix it with water and then uqhele ejardini in the house.
Okay.
What this does is iqosha imimoya emibi, right? But obviously ours, the one that we use, we mix other things as well in it to try and strengthen it. And obviously over the years of research, we've seen that, okay, fine, there are these types of spirits that can be in a house, and then we mix up the Intelezi accordingly. Then there's one for imimoya, which is in the air. Hence we sell imbazolembe, which is something oshungisai. So you get a little hot coal, and then you'd obviously burn it, and then you would let that fill the house, right? So you can try that first. If it persists, you then need to determine whether or not it's an individual in terms of umuntu odlulele emhlabeni that is still there, or as if it's Isilwane. If you're experiencing the cuts and the bruises, then it's not umuntu, Isilwane, right? Isilwane you can't handle on your own.
Oh.
So I have two healers that I use, right? One in KZN and others are in Joburg. Those are the ones where you come for a consultation, they determine the source of Isilwane, and then bazoknikeza ibhodlela elithize, right? Which is going to help, and that's going to actually chase away Isilwane, right? Return to sender, but on top of that, it's going to protect you from any other kinds of Isilwane.
Two quick questions.
Yeah.
So you'd get something from the healers and you'd bring it into your home, and they would tell you how to use it in your home to ward off this Isilwane?
Yeah, but it's nothing fancy. It's a simple case of you just got to leave it there. Remember, we don't go into people's homes. Yeah, we have a firm policy that we don't enter people's homes.
Tell me about this return to sender thing, because there's several schools of thoughts, ne? Return to sender, then sender returns back to you, then you send back to sender, and then it's like this vicious cycle of difficulty and darkness.
So remember, if once you've stopped it from coming into your place, it needs to go somewhere, right? There's only one place for it to go, that which it came from. And then essentially what you do is you create a one-way valve, and that valve that it cannot return to you. But at the same time, you also protect yourself and your house from other kinds of Isilwane.
So return to sender, is there a specific way you do that, or is that just in how you do the regular ritual to cleanse?
Okay, so the return to sender method needs healers who know certain herbs and medicines. And obviously